Hello, how you doing, everybody? We got a fellow fan in the studio today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Oscar. I'm happy to be on the show, FSR. Been a fan since the first episode, baby.
All right.
Good to have you.
Good to have you. Let me get fist bumps.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so Oscar, he's going to be our intern third host on Fan Style Reviews. So thank you for coming, Oscar.
Thank you for having me here. I'm excited.
Oh.
Yeah.
So far, who's been your favorite host on Fan Style Reviews? Me, Frank, or Angel?
He doesn't want to break your heart.
I don't want to break nobody's heart, but yeah.
We're going to have to put a poll out.
Yeah, we have to wait.
One of the greatest temptations I'm facing right now is getting lazy with my style and saying I ain't appreciating mics down. I serve too small a market, I need a larger target. You know, a broader audience who's spending dollars on this. And as of right now, this temptation for making some crazy statements, complaining, but I know how pride sounds. I'm everybody's favorite, maybe one of the greatest. The peak of every playlist. You'd be a lame to hate this, but the truth is it's foolish to say this. So please bear with my foolishness, cause I've concluded it's stupid to fake it. I Google my name
Welcome back
too
to
much.
Fan Style
Think that
Reviews,
my fame
everybody.
is trust.
We're going to be talking about Miss Marvel today.
All right.
Does somebody want to start it off?
Let's start off. There will be spoilers. I did your job for you, boy. God.
You started it. So yeah, there will be spoilers.
There you go.
You gonna go ahead and start us though?
But yes, I think the introductory episode that we have, we see that Kamala Khan, she's a super fangirl of Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is who she idolized. That's somebody who she pretty much she wants to be. Like I said, the first episode, I thought it was okay. I thought it was a cool starter, and I thought that it was like a plane going up in the sky. But we'll get to the second episode after, a little bit. But
Man, you powered through that first episode, and you're already on the second one.
no, I was just saying how I thought it was a decent start.
Yeah, it was decent.
It was a decent start. So you see her story, where she has this super overprotective mother who feels that she's dressing improvocative just because she's dressing like Captain Marvel. I mean, that was a little too much for the mom. What you think?
She definitely has some overbearing parents.
I think it's just the mom. I think because the father just gets in line and does whatever the mom does. So, like you said, you see that she was like, "Oh, can I go?" And the father, after she said the mom said she's not going, she's like, "Oh, you're not going." So
Yeah. They're also changing her origin and her powers. They've changed them completely.
Okay, I'm gonna call this out before you say it. Yeah, he was right. He said the bracelets were cosmic. Okay, just have to do it before you get out there and say it.
I don't like her powers. I'm just gonna say it like that. I don't like how they portraying her powers, and I mean, I like it in the comics, but this little reminds me of Green Lantern.
Okay,
that's actually a perfect
actually pretty accurate
description of what they're doing with it.
Mm-hmm.
Except they're doing it like in a cosmic way, almost like how Doctor Strange does the mirror dimension. It just looks like broken up magic.
Shattered,
shattered magic, and they just put like purple in it.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's cool, but
I think it would have been cooler to see her, because I also think she would have been able to control her powers a little bit better if it was actually like her body that moved,
like in the comics.
Like in the comics, yeah.
So
like
they deviated from her in the comics, yeah. I mean,
right,
I don't know if they can see her up there, but so in the comics, she's an Inhuman who can stretch and all this and that. So on this one, I'm sure they did it to have some type of visual appeal, I guess.
Or maybe because Mr. Fantastic is going to be introduced into the Marvel Universe.
I don't think Mr. Fantastic.
And he stretches
no,
as well. So
they were confirmed Mr. Fantastic.
I mean, we've seen him. I'm saying I don't think he had to do anything with her.
I mean, but
you wanted the deviation.
The same powers.
Oh, okay.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
And that might be why. I could see that they didn't want him to have the same exact power, so they just edit her powers a little bit. But right now, we just kind of see her kind of trying to get through height. The first episode was a little slow. Very slow. in fact, because in the first episode she's just trying to get to Avenger Con, which is a lot of that first episode. If we're gonna actually be real here, she said her cosplay is at 100%. It's the best. Man, they wouldn't have won that night. But let's skip to when she gets to AvengerCon. She's lied to her parents, and she's at AvengerCon now.
Snuck out.
First of all, she drops her bike.
Before you get to that,
okay, go ahead.
Why don't you talk about how she got the bracelet? It was.
Yeah, they threw some movie logic in here.
Yeah, I want to know how her mother, like, I want to know what her mother knows. Like, because she hid the bracelet. Well, she told her father to take it upstairs, or was it her brother?
Her mother's got to know something.
Yeah.
Because when she saw the bracelet, immediately she had that face of, why is that here?
Mm-hmm.
And then her brother, it was for her brother, there were jewelry for her brother's wedding, and then she told him to go take it upstairs and put it in the attic. Here's my problem, like I've said before to Jamel. If you have something that you know can do some weird stuff, why are you just going to let somebody go take it in the attic? Odds are somebody's finding it. You take that and you put it somewhere where you have it, where no one's getting to it, so that way you know nothing's going down.
I mean, if you have too much movie logic, you don't get the story.
I understand that. I understand exactly what you mean, and that's why I hate it. But maybe her mom doesn't know that it grants powers. Maybe, well,
I was thinking that too.
But
maybe it's like a family heirloom where, you know, her mom sees it and it's just, oh, that reminds me of the grandmother that betrayed us, so I don't think she might have known completely.
Maybe that's it. But how does she have the bracelet? Well, I guess we'll find out later because they didn't go.
Well, I think it came from her grandmother. Her grandmother shipped it to her for her brother.
Died. And she's like,
I think that's her sister or her
her
mom's
sister.
sister.
Yeah,
her mom's
sister.
sister. Her aunt. Yeah. Why did I forget the term for that? But I think her aunt sent it from India to her.
Okay.
Because they were sending all kinds of jewelry for the wedding.
Yeah.
And maybe they heard. Maybe when they were children, they heard their mom obsess about the bracelets. We need to find the bracelets. Maybe that's why she's like, oh, the bracelet, why is that there? I'm just wondering how it ended up with the aunt to be sent over. But obviously, we got like a whole bunch more episodes to go before we find that out. Mm-hmm. But AvengerCon.
Okay.
It's the first AvengerCon. We gotta go.
Yeah, I really wish you would have wore the darn gloves. I wanted to see how it would have went with the costume.
She puts the gloves in her helmet. Yeah. She puts the gloves in her helmet, and then she puts the helmet upside down.
But if she would have did that, it would have taken away the visuals of the powers from the bracelet. Not
necessarily. I don't agree with that.
I mean, come on now.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
Maybe. Yeah. I'm glad
the power encases her body. The glove, it was just encased over the gloves.
So what would be the point of the light of the glove then?
The light of the gloves. She didn't know she had powers. The light of the gloves. The light of the gloves for the cosplay.
I think that was the purpose of it. That was the purpose of not having too much movie logic.
You know what?
Yeah. Okay.
I would have rather she had the gloves. Mm-hmm. They didn't work. She's like trying to get him to work. Powers.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He's back on my side. But I think the gloves are going to come back to bite him, and because like I'm thinking the FBI went in, searched the whole place. They found these gloves.
Her DNA all on them.
Not even that, but the kid's brand. What is it? Electronics by Bruno, or I can't remember what. But he had like his initials or like his business card on the battery packs and stuff. So I'm thinking they're gonna find them, then that's gonna lead them to him, then to her, and then that's gonna come back to bite them.
I mean, they kind of already know because they already like went to the mosque.
Yeah, we do see kind of in episode 2 where they know. They have a general geographic location of where this enhanced individual is coming from.
Why they gotta be at Moscow? I'm just saying. Why y'all leave Muslims alone? Gosh. Oh.
But that's kind of the end for episode 1, isn't it?
I mean.
Oh no! Wait, you forgot to save though. She saved the one girl who the popular.
Oh yeah. So Good thing you brought that up because it reminded me of another bad part.
She caused it. She caused the whole accident.
Yeah.
Yes.
She caused the whole accident. But are you telling me that Ant-Man's helmet, even big, having all the angles it had, it's going to roll around there like a bowling ball and just cause all kinds of destruction? Movie logic, you could say that. But this is getting into some bad precedents if we're going to... They didn't even make it around. They could have had Mysterio's head. I would have taken the Mysterio fishbowl rolling around. Not Ant-Man's who has, like, antennas. The points. Yeah, the antennas. And it's not getting caught up. It's not even bouncing weird. It's just kind of like... But then, yes, which somehow Thor's hammer comes in, and she must have been holding on to it right after it hit her. Because why did she get taken with it?
Yeah, boy, she's swinging.
If it hit me, I'd be on the ground. But you must have been grabbed on to go with it.
I wonder what it was made of. Cause she got hit pretty hard with paper mache or something. But like that looked like
probably some chicken wire or some stuff, and then like paper mache in the
possibly.
But I mean, at some point, why are you holding on to that thing? But
also, before we skip out, go to the second episode. Talk about the second episode. We did miss a scene where her mom said she could go, but she had to wait.
Oh yeah.
Are you trying to embarrass me?
I did not even know that was a Hulk costume. I was trying to figure out what it was.
Yeah, until her dad busted in, and he was painted all green. Because that was a costume the mom made for him.
Because the mom leaves the family.
Yeah. And we also didn't talk about how the quote-unquote love interest is introduced at the party.
Cameron, right? Yeah.
He is at the party, jumps off the rooftop, and basically makes her swoon over him. Yeah, Cameron.
I actually thought they were cousins.
I thought they were going to be cousins as well, or at least some type of family member.
Yeah, and I thought the Cameron's mom was her aunt, like the long lost aunt they were talking about.
Yeah.
But, no.
Which, you ready to go into episode 2, or do you have anything else that we missed from episode 1?
I just want to mention when she got home after VentureCon, her mom was disappointed, but then go ahead.
Her mom was already in the room.
Yeah,
she was like the Riddler in Batman, already in the room. So episode 2, we really start to see her. Now, maybe it's because they're superheroes already, and they kind of know what to do. But she goes right into training mode, trying to figure out how to use her powers. And then she enlists Bruno to help her, which I've already said this, that I didn't like how he had the technology to like be able to see where her powers came from and in her body, and kind of like have a thermal scan of her body.
How is he that smart? That's a good question.
I mean, but like you were saying, he got into Caltech, which is one of the top technical. I mean, he's also built an Alexa for her home, even though it didn't work. But hey, I guess that begs the question: is Caltech taking a guy that can't make stuff that works?
Well, also, do you think that going forward he's going to be like a side character, like a side?
Oh, he is going to be the love interest. At some point, she's going to probably fall for him.
That happens in the comics.
I don't know if it happens in the comics.
That's your prediction.
That's my prediction. Yeah, that's like I said.
I think it's going to be Cameron.
You think she's going to wind up with him?
Yeah. She
might. I could be very wrong, but the way I see it is...
well, after episode 1, I wasn't too invested. I'm going to still watch it. I'm going to still watch the whole series.
Yeah, we already told you.
Because I know in the comics, he gets powers as well. Not Bruno.
Who, Cameron does?
Yeah.
He should already have powers because his mom...
Oh, yeah. She's...
Yeah.
Okay.
His mom...
From another dimension?
But I don't think they're activated.
Episodes.
Like, thing.
Cameron?
Yeah. Kamala's. They're not activated like hers.
Yeah. We'll find out about that in the future.
Okay.
But they're basically training, and she's learning how to build platforms, and she's like... And like I said, maybe it's because there's already superheroes, so they've seen what superheroes can do, so she's like, oh, I could build a platform. Let me try a platform. And that's just one aspect of her powers that she never had. I don't think she was able to ever build physical
No, this
No,
is a
no.
complete
That's
deviation.
all her new powers. Okay.
She only could stretch,
Yeah.
make her hand big and stuff like that. That's mostly what she could do. This whole thing about her having this type of cosmic energy and can shoot blasts and can make little platforms and
Yeah.
stuff and
Okay.
steps.
That's all brand new.
All
Yeah.
new.
In episode 2, it looks like we get kind of a lot of the community stuff because this is when her and her friend go to the mosque and they want to change everything because there's not as many
women. There's a bunch of men on the board.
yeah, and they want a
yeah.
woman on the board, so they're like, she convinces her friend Nala to run, and but it's like never been heard of, so that's leading us into the big block party that they had basically for the mosque. I don't remember if it was a festival or I think it was just kind of like a block party.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a specific festival they were celebrating.
Before you go into that, do you feel that this episode was super cultured, focused over, more story development? Like, you want to develop this person, this person, this person. I want to focus more on Kamala Khan and her powers.
I
Well-
feel like, my bad.
Yeah,
I
no,
feel
go
like
ahead.
it's more culturally. Like, everything is centered around, like, Pakistan and all that. And
The mosque and
Yeah.
Muslim religion.
I would say, yeah, I agree with you because, I mean, we see them getting ready to go to pray and their bathroom's falling apart. They're behind the veil because in their religion, they're not, I can't remember how she put it, but it protects their innocence, I think is what they said. And then they were talking and they got yelled at, so she was like, if we had a woman on the board, they could help the women of the mosque a little bit better. Because it's all old dudes. But that's kind of what it always has been in their culture, yeah. So it's definitely a lot more culture based. I mean, we see it again when she's trying to finagle votes out of people. And no one really kind of wants, so she goes up to Kamala's dad and is like, who are you voting for? And he's like, oh, well, he's been my friend for a long time. She's like, well, you're not going to take away the dream of two females, are you? And he's like, oh, man, what do I do? So she's got to, I mean, they're trying to break the stereotypes of the culture, it almost seems like.
yeah, be more diverse.
Yeah, and you kind of see that with, like, when they were in the mosque and they praying, that the women are in the back.
Yeah.
And then the men are in the front, and then they can barely hear and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get equal rights for women in the Muslim culture.
Yeah.
At the mosque.
And during this time, we also see the FBI, or Christ.
The dude from Spider-Man. I don't know if y'all
I forgot his name. Yeah.
He was from Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Uh,
He was a detective.
I can't
Did you
remember
know
his
that?
name.
I did not
I
notice
caught that.
He caught it!
I caught it.
Yeah.
I should have brought it up when she was getting interrogated.
Yeah.
It's all right. I did.
He did. Yeah, he did.
He did.
Yeah, so she's getting interrogated, the popular girl who names her Nightlight.
Yeah.
But the detective goes, search all the mosques. And then he goes, be respectful because we already have them under surveillance. And then all of a sudden they show up. It's like...
Man, I can't remember a girl's name. Nakaya? Yeah, when she asked for, you guys need a warrant to be here and all that.
Yeah, I think that happens a little bit after episode 2. I can't really remember. It's okay.
We all
It's just so boring. Everything's blending together.
But in episode 2, she does a save. She saved the kid.
Yeah, so the kid, of course, trying to get the death-defying picture, falls.
I'm just saying, that's what you got this kid doing.
Yeah.
Get up there, I'll take a picture, and then snap, and then conveniently slips, and then she got to run over and say...
But also, are you carrying your costume everywhere you go? Was she wearing it underneath
Yeah,
her robe?
Was Bruno carrying it?
Yeah.
She got a bag somewhere?
Maybe. She must have. Yeah. But did she bring... She would have to have brought the bag from home to the mosque. But also, this costume had been sitting up in Bruno's store, which I'm assuming is a family store, or is it maybe not a family store, but it seemed like a family store with the way he was just running things.
Yeah.
But the costume was sitting there, and he was painting it, so everybody could see this costume. And then all of a sudden, this girl's wearing it. Are people not putting two and two together?
I mean, it was a bunch of people cosplaying, so like.
Maybe.
Okay, but how would you like to say where she fumbled him and then she hurt him?
Well, the save was good at first, and then she got all kind of caught up in herself, and then lost and then I mean she went up saving him. He didn't die,
but she hurt him though.
Yeah, she made him break his
ankle.
His ankle. Yeah. I mean, she saved him, and she's still learning how to use her powers. Yes, but going from here, she's gonna get better and better at it.
But did we need that part of the story of a clumsy aspect?
I mean, it was her first save, so yeah.
I think.
No, technically she saved the girl first.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, because it was her fault, so.
But also, I think this whole character, they're making her seem clumsy and kind of not able to get things done. And that's just my opinion. I don't know if that's what everybody feels, but
yeah,
they're kind of making her seem like she's clumsy and forgetful, like how she forgot the gloves and stuff. How she's having trouble with her parents, how she's having trouble with the guidance counselor at school. It just makes she kind of almost like how she backed up into the car. We didn't even talk about that during her driver's test, and then her parents trying to blame the guy. But it just seems like that's where they're kind of going with this character. And as the story goes on, she'll get better, and she won't have problems.
I got a prediction I want to call.
Go ahead. Hang on. Prediction.
I believe the daughter was the daughter Monica or Maria Rambo.
Well, Monica Rambo.
Monica is the mom.
Monica's okay. Maria, I believe that Maria Rambo. There's gonna be some type of Easter egg for her for the movie since they're already setting up the Marvel's movie.
Since she works for the FBI, I could see that. Like they bring her in.
Well, she works with Sword.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. I can see that.
So I think that. This is just my prediction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she's going to be part of the show. Maybe an end credit scene leading up to something that has to do with the movie.
Yeah, it's definitely going to lead right up into the movie. Yeah, I would say that for sure. I don't think we need and or want a second season so far.
No, it's a bit slow, and I don't think we are the target audience for it. I mean...
Yeah.
I feel that the first episode, it got me. And it was like, okay, that was a cool start. I'm a bit invested. But then they dropped the ball on the second one.
All I'm saying is if you are a person that thought that the Scarlet Witch was slow...
WandaVision.
If you thought WandaVision was slow with the Scarlet Witch, this one's going to be super slow for you because it starts even slower, I think. But let's go ahead and... go into ratings.
Let's go ahead and go into ratings.
You want me to start? Okay. First episode, I'll give you a good start. It built up kind of how the character got her powers and stuff. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. For episode 2, I think it was a filler episode in a series that was already short, and they missed the opportunity to jump from episode 1 and 3. Or at least missed the opportunity to explain some stuff going to 1 and 3. I'm going to give it 5.
Fair. You.
Alright,
he fired already.
Episode 1, I'm going to give it a 5. You know, like Frank said, she's starting off her superhero career, learning the ins and outs.
Episode 2?
Episode 2, I don't know about that.
Did I give it a question mark?
Yeah, a question mark for me. It was pretty slow.
First ever question mark?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, for me, episode 1, I'm going to give it a 7. Like I said, I thought that
wow.
it was...
My God.
I mean, it's a mellow area.
I think your rating
7 out of 50?
No,
7 out of 10. Okay, yeah.
What are you talking about? My rating's off and you gave me a question mark for that? Okay. So anyways, I'm giving it a 7 because I thought it was a decent start. It was something to say, okay, this is something. Okay, I want to see if they elevate it, from this point on. But when it got to episode 2, it was superly overly focused on the culture aspects. We are seeing the seeds of the culture aspects as we watch the episodes. So I feel that they should have just kept, at least doing a little bit more focus on the character itself. And not the whole super culture expert. You only got a couple episodes to do all this and that. So we want character development before you put this character from a Disney Plus show into a movie. Mm-hmm. So as regards to the second one, I'm actually going to give it a 4. Like, I feel like you guys are dropping your own ball. You had a good start, but it's just, like I said, the culture focus, it just wasn't there.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm only in it for the spoilers and the camos.
Yeah, I mean some of us are just watching it for continuity.
Yeah. Watching the continuity reasons. Yeah. I want to be caught up with the MCU. That's why.
Yeah, that's it too.
Yeah, because you have to watch the shows in order to understand a lot of the stuff in the movies going forward.
Yep. All right. Well, this has been a great episode of Fan Star Reviews. We got our new third host on set. So thank you for being on the first episode.
Thank you for having me, bro. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
All right. Well, I'd like to remind you guys that I am Jamel.
I'm Oscar.
And I'm Frank.
And we're going to see you on the next one.
If you like that video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We out.